Welcome to Nayfee Paints. In this video, I'll be showing you how I made this little reactor. For this piece of terrain, I decided to add some LED lights to it. I like the little effect they give. While not perfect, I'm pretty happy with the end result. And with the addition of the LED lights to this piece of terrain, these will give some variety to my gaming table. With that, let's crack in. So just going through the main items here I used for the build. This main bit is 3D printed, a peanut butter jar lid, some leftover sprue. For some of the valves and pipes, I forgot to take a photo of the bits. I used some cog-shaped charms, some rubber tubing for flywire screens. Now onto the electronic parts. So I've got a solder here, some LED lights, some spare wire, the 3-volt coin battery, the coin battery casing with built-in switch, some resistors for the LEDs, and some soldering wire. So the main part of the model here is this 3D printed bit. Looks like a little bomb or reactor. I chose it not only because it looks cool, and it came with these preset holes, which gave me the idea to place some lights in them. So the first thing to do is just dry fit the piece into position. Once I was happy with the positioning, I then just used my drill bit, drilled a couple of holes. Then using my clippers and hobby knife, I made the hole big enough to run the wires up through the main piece. With the hole cut out, I then glued it into position. The next step was just to add some detail to the jar lid. This was achieved with a few pipes, some valves, and a couple of vents. To make the valve, it's super simple. Got myself some round plastic card rod, dry fitted it into the cog piece just to make sure I got the right size. Then glued that down into the hole drilled into the lid, and it'll make a nice little easy valve. For some extra piping, I've just used some spare sprue, tidied it up with my clippers and Stanley knife. Again, drilling some holes and then gluing this into position. On the side, I also glued a few of these pipes, along with some pipes done with the flywire screen tubing. And the final detail here were these little vents from a Gundam kit. And with that, the build's done and it's onto the wiring. So the parts I need for this are the 3 LEDs, my coin battery holder with built-in switch, the coin battery itself, and my resistors. I won't go into detail how I wired this up in this video. I'll just give you a really basic rundown. If you'd like a more detailed video on wiring LEDs in the future, just let me know in the comments below. The way I wired this up was with the parallel circuit, which you can see on the screen now. So the first step here was to wire the 3 resistors on. Each will form their own little circuit running into an LED. With that all soldered together, I dry fitted it underneath, just to roughly work out where the wires would go, and that there was enough space to work in. And at this point I needed to paint the model up, and with some magic, bang, it's done. The next step was to connect the 3 lights to their positive and negative wires. Then ran the wires to the interior of the model. Also to note, before soldering anything into position, I always dry fitted the wires together just to make sure the lights were working. With the 3 lights tested and the wires run through, I soldered these to the main switch, and boom, it's done. Now my soldering skill is top notch, and to cover those up, I forgot to buy some heat shrink, so I've just used some electrical tape here. Applying the tape stops the wires touching each other and shorting out the circuit, and also hides away my hideous soldering joints. I tuck the wires in underneath. To keep them in position, I just use a bit of blue tack. For a first go at wiring something, I'm really happy with the end result, and with that, it's ready for the tabletop. Thanks for watching Nayfee Paints. If you liked the video, please click the sub button or leave me a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch ya.